Yeah, that's good. So I promised you guys before we jump into small groups, thankfully we still have pretty good, we did pretty good on time tonight. I want to explain a little bit more about what this is and why we're doing it. For some of you, you're brand new, so you don't even know that we're doing something different. So I would just ask you to kind of be patient and loving. And some of you who are new and freaked out, here's kind of what we're doing and why we're doing it. So why are we doing this? We're going to answer the question. The first thing about high school ministry that's really important is that word ministry, the difference between musical and ministry. The idea of this place is that really our hope is to be in line with Matthew 28, 18 through 20 that says, Jesus says, go and make disciples of all nations. Our hope is to be a part of making disciples of all nations. That's what I'm attempting to do while I'm getting paid, to make disciples of all nations. Specifically, make disciples of high school students in the greater Green Bay area. And so everything that we do, everything that we plan, comes from a heart of trying to be a part of this. So that's an important foundation that you guys know where we're starting from. Now, as a lot of you know, probably from experience and what you've read, an alarming number of high school students are walking away from their faith. Really, not even high school students. People in general in America are saying, I don't really need Jesus, I don't really need religion, I can just do my own thing and watch the Kardashians and eat cake and life is fine. So this poses an interesting problem. And really, you know, the Einstein quote, doing the same thing, expecting different results is insanity. Well, we have the same problem, and so many youth ministries are just doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same result. And so this switch this year is our attempt to start doing things a little bit differently, to start fighting back against that. Now, we know that there's 3 key factors from some research in preventing high school students like yourself from walking away in your faith. The students who tend to stick with their faith the longest are ones who have parents that are really engaged with them spiritually, peers that are really engaged with them spiritually, and actually one of the most important parts is having a mentor or another adult that's not their parents in their life that loves them and helps them grow spiritually. Now, that is what, surprise, small group leaders, that's what you're doing here. Hopefully you guys knew that. So really what we're trying to be about is facilitating a place where we can get more of that. We can put you guys in a position to start building really healthy and deep spiritual relationships. Not just let's go play Super Smash Bros. Relationships, though those are wonderful. How do we start to give you guys some real meat and put you in a position to have some of this so that hopefully you guys will be people who can walk and love Jesus for the rest of your lives. So HSM purposes. With youth ministry, and maybe this is more than you need to know, but hopefully you find it interesting. I'm showing you the playbook of what we do and why we do it. With youth ministry, Doug Fields has this revolutionary idea that basically you should be about 5 things. And these are the 5 things. Discipleship. That's helping you guys to grow in your faith, right? We're teaching you how to study the Bible, how to pray, how to do all of these things. That's for people who are already Christian. And that's a big purpose. Worship. One purpose is literally just to worship God. We want to praise God and thank Him for creating us, and that's a part of what we do. Fellowship. We want you guys, and this is deeper. This is deeper than Smash Bros. Or let's watch the Kardashians. This is really where do I find the people that when life is falling apart, I know who to call. I know who to call when my car is broken down. How do we give you guys that? Evangelism is for some of you who you don't know Jesus, you're kind of new to this whole thing. One of our purposes is to do evangelism, which basically just means share the hope of Christ with you and hopefully lead you closer to at least understanding who Jesus is. And then the final one is ministry, which is sometimes it's kind of related to evangelism but different, but this is serving people. It's feeding the hungry, going to a homeless shelter, stuff like that. You know, you're giving a guy change for his car, stuff like that. So the problem that we've run into with this, can you guys switch to the next one for me? My thingy stopped. Is on Wednesday nights right now, what we've always been trying to do is all 5 of those things all at once. And when you try to do all 5 of them, what you end up doing is doing none of them really well. There's people in this room who you're way further along spiritually, and you just need more discipleship right now. You don't need some of the you maybe enjoy it, but you don't need as much of the fun and as much of the welcoming. You need a place where you can start to grow deeper. There are other people who you're just like I said before, you're here because your parents forced you to, you're here because a friend tricked you into coming somehow. You can look at that friend right now. Right? And so if we spend all of our time just this is the hermeneutical Greek translation of the blah, you would just be like, this is dumb and I hate it and I want to go home. And so what we've ended up doing for so long is we just aim right for the middle, and kind of everybody is okay, but a little bit mad at me. So a big part of what we're doing is trying to move to a place where we can be more things to more people. So rather than having one thing try to fulfill all 5 purposes, we're going to have a couple different opportunities that are going to hone in on specific ones. And I'll explain a little more of how that works in the how we're doing this section. So I kind of touched on this last week. It'll be good to know because we're starting it in October. The first Wednesday of every month is going to be a large group gathering. Now, the thing that's important about this is to know it's evangelism focused. The focus of this, if you are already a Christian, is still to come and bring other people. That's the call for Christians. You should be inviting friends, and my job is going to be making it a place that is so easy and so fun to invite friends to. We're going to amp these up so big, the fun level, it's going to be so much better than cat videos. We're actually working with higher up staff in the church that are helping us to kind of plan and develop all of this. And that'll be the first Wednesday of every month, except for October, which is a little weird because we're doing Feed My Starving Children. But starting the first Wednesday of November, it will be large group, party on, crazy fun. Got it? Every other Wednesday of the month, unless it's Christmas or something, we're going to be doing these small groups in homes, which we've talked about. You won't be here. You'll be at different houses with your small group leaders. And it'll be discipleship and fellowship focused, which I talked about. So you're going to have, at the beginning, it'll be, yes?
That makes it sound like every other Wednesday, but it's all the other Wednesdays.
Oh, yes.
All the other Wednesdays.
Yep. I don't mean every, this Wednesday, then 2 weeks. Every single Wednesday that is not the first Wednesday. Does that make sense? So you'll come. The people that own the house, they're gonna make you cookies. Ask my summer small group guys. I'm probably gonna buy pizza every week. You come, you eat pizza, you watch YouTube videos, you hang out, you catch up. That'll be the first half. It's kind of fellowship. It's kind of catching up. It's fun. We had a great time watching so many weird videos and eating pizza this summer. And then the last chunk, that'll be what you're used to content. We're looking at Bible verses and diving into each other's lives and that kind of thing. So how are we doing that? Oh, hey, it's in there twice. Nice. In case you wanted to experience it again. There we go, other events. So we're also on top of this going to be moving towards doing a couple other things throughout the month. And again, the purpose, this is going to happen on weekends, winter breaks, stuff like that. And the purpose of this is not just so I have more hours to fill in my life. It's an opportunity for you guys to gather together and fulfill some other purposes, right? And we can flex the focus of these. So if we feel man, it's been a long time since we just came together and worshiped God, we can have a worship night. If it feels man, we just want to hang out, we can just have a fellowship-focused night. If we want to just go serve, we can just go serve. So it gives us some flexibility in scheduling some of that stuff. So I'm aware of, from some of you are just excited, you want to jump and go do it right now. Other of you are oh no, all my friends are going away. Some of the complaints, so I just want to talk about those. The biggest one, we won't see our friends, and I don't want to just hang out with dudes. That was the first thing I said when this idea kind of started going on the table. I was if I was in high school and somebody came up to me, no matter how excitedly they said, oh, I have this great idea, instead of hanging out with girls every week, it's just going to be dudes, I would have been no, I'm not interested. Right? So I recognize and understand that complaint. You're teenagers, your hearts are aflutter, there's cute boys in the room, there's cute girls in the room. So how do we solve that problem? How do we work towards solving it? Well, the first solution is, as I've kind of talked about, is that large group first time a month. It's a chance that we all get to come back together, large group. Everybody, we're together, you're seeing guys, girls, younger classmen, upperclassmen, all of that. Events, that's what these events are going to be tailored towards. In October, we're going to be doing the Man Month again, which I'll explain more about next week. And the ladies like sleepover night. So a great time to come have fun with people of older. Also, this is a crazy idea. This one's crazy. You guys could come to church on Sunday. Oh, I know, what? Whoa, church on Sunday. We're moving in this direction to help solve this problem of trying to make 10 o'clock like the high school service. And I'm looking for some high schoolers that are like way energized for that, to the point where we want to like have the high school section. We all go to the same section. Sunday mornings, 10 o'clock, you guys show up, you see your friends, you hang out. There's a lot of us that are here, and so it'd be a cool chance for us to like kind of bridge one of the potential problems with this. And Culver's. And this is actually going to be the end of every home group night. The plan is the home groups will run 7:30 to 9, and then we'll all meet at Culver's to hang out. The first week, anybody that comes to Culver's, I'm going to pay for 2 scoops and any mixing. Be completely free, so we can all come have a big party to celebrate our first home group experience. You can't skip home groups and just show up at Culver's because I'm smarter than you. So that's some of the stuff that we're thinking, like how we start to solve that. Hopefully, like, you know, we all kind of gather and find, oh, okay, we're having ice cream with girls. You're gonna make far more friendships with girls, guys, if you're eating ice cream with them, rather than just sitting here watching me play cat videos. I haven't played any cat videos, but if we were doing things normally, you can anticipate that that's pretty much all this ends up being halfway through the year. Another thing that came up, and can we thank the band and the tech people? We give them a applause. They don't do it for that. They don't try to get applause, you know. They work hard. Like last week, the tech guys came right after school and like set the whole stage up and just like going crazy, and they love what they do. And Mackenzie and Lindsay like helping to like lead the band after Amar left, and I told them last Tuesday like, hey, can we have a band? It was like that month, and it's just been so cool to see that. And I know I've heard, especially from them, it's like, oh, if we don't have Wednesday, like we lose that chance to serve. And some of you feel that same way, where you know you're plugged in different ways around here. The first problem, though, is that I hear a lot of you say, we want to serve more, we want to get more involved, we want to do stuff. But then when there's stuff to do, none of you show up. Can I just, like, we did this fundraiser thing last Saturday. It was a chance to kind of serve and whatever. And there was like 3 of you that showed up, and I had to call 4 of my friends to help. Even though I constantly hear, like, can we have more opportunities to serve? And I'm not blaming you. Some of you had really good excuses. Some of you are kind of lame. But I think one thing is if we can start to have these home groups and start to get you guys feeling more connected to each other and also growing deeper in your faith, I think we're going to build more momentum to actually like have more serving opportunities, to have like a council of student leaders that are like planning events and doing all of this stuff. And so I'm really excited for that opportunity to see you guys grow deeper and start to own more of what's happening with HSM. And then events, obviously, like the first time in a month and whatever else we're doing, there's going to be opportunities to plan those, to help with them. We might have music, we might have tech. So there will still be those opportunities. They'll look a little bit different, but I think it's going to be for the best. So if you guys have questions, I want you to honor a small group time that we're going to move to next. But if you have questions, you want to talk more, there's still stuff that you feel I didn't answer, you're still upset. These are the 3 easiest ways to like get those to me. You can find me on Facebook, Bobby Buffington. It's spelled exactly how it said. A lot of us are friends. I share cat videos on Facebook as well, so if you like. You can send me a message. You could write on my wall, that'd be weird. But I use Facebook a lot because I'm like one of those old lame guys. You can email me. I also use email because I'm an old lame guy. Or you can just come to the office after school. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, usually I'm like here around the time after school. You could email me and Facebook me and say like, when are you going to be there? And we can just talk. I'd love to talk to you. Don't do it tonight though. Please honor small group time.